Yesterday I went to protest against Erdogan's dictatorship, and it was quite interesting experience. To get there, we went by metro, which wasn't didn't stop in Taksim, but the main protest was actually after the Taksim metro station. Metro is not stopping in Taksim because of the, I would say, symbolic place. A lot of police surrounds it, so no protests are allowed there. And even though we have a protest ban for 5-6 days, which is getting extended every time it finishes, still a lot of people went to protest and support Ekrem İmamoğlu, the mayor of Istanbul, which is officially actually yesterday was left his position by not his will. When we were going there, I would see mostly youngsters, many young people, which is nice, I would say, especially for Turkey. It's obviously that the new generation is tired and it's transforming its views on the current situation in the country and the future. As further we were going, as obviously it was difficult to go in because of many people listening what of the opposition leader was talking about. Honestly speaking, I didn't hear anything new. It's typical Turkish politics, talking about how bad Erdogan or how bad the situation is. Yes, of course, it's gives, I would say, maybe argument for people to support the opposition, but still, I didn't hear anything new, or I didn't feel the leadership speech. But maybe it's just my preferences. Um, it was nice to see many different parties are together. Many communist parties were there with their flags, and a lot of leftists. Sometimes I would even see girls who is with close head, as I call them, which was nice to see. I even saw a girl who is holding a Turkish flag together with Pride flag. Quite interesting mix. But this was, I would say, the official protest. Behind that, when you're going down a bit, when you're going through a child park where all the students were standing, there were police, and this is where I would say the clash with police was happening. A lot of youngsters were standing in front of the police and throwing garbage at them, sometimes even flyers. But I didn't. I decided to not go there because while you're walking there, you could sense a gas a little bit. The closer you go, you get to police, the more gas you would feel it in your lungs and in your mouth, and you could hear, and you would do it yourself, even sneezing, coughing. So I decided to not go. Plus, I don't want to do anything violent against the police. That's why I decided to go back. But I could see how people were throwing stuff on them, and on the response of it, police was shooting the gas on people, or not on people. It would be a lie. They were shooting on trees, so it would explode on trees and go towards people. Were there provocative actions? Yes, I would see. I mean, throwing on police some stuff is already a provocation, but I didn't see many provocative actions, except, yeah, of course, as I said, doing something against police. But some people would offer you a glass, a bottle of water, and if you say thank you, I don't want that, they would say, oh, yeah, you can take it anyway. You can throw it on police. I don't know if it was intentional provocation, but still, if you do it, you're going against the law. Nevertheless, when we were leaving the protest, suddenly, while we were almost few meters away from metro, we could see how people started running and the police were chasing them. So we quickly entered the metro, and while I was thinking that this is the end, basically we will now enter the metro and go away, right before the wagons of metro came, suddenly youngsters started screaming and running towards us. Then when we entered the wagon, we could see those who were screaming entering the wagon, and I could see a couple completely red faces. They had red faces, closed eyes, screaming, crying. It turned out that while we were leaving, or the other part of group which was entering metro, leaving the protest, some of the police shot the gas gas balloons, or I don't know how it's called, on right into the crowd, and it exploded right next to them. It was nice to see how people were helping each other with water and medicine. But at the end of the day, will it change anything in Turkey? I would say it would, but it wouldn't change the rule of Erdogan, because you can see that everything was under control of police, literally everything. And when police needed to stop the protest, because the opposition leaders, they left the protest, and I think within 1 hour police decided to stop it. Everyone ran away, and they just simply stopped the protest. And I'm not saying that you should go and fight with police, no, but how quickly it ended was it shows us how everything was under the control. I read some comments that it looks like a West revolution, and indeed many things reminds us what happened in Ukraine, what happened in other countries, the same way. But what opposition says, oppositions decided to go more peaceful way, without radicalizing, at least right now, radicalizing protesters by saying attack police or fight for democracy, so give an answer. That's why I don't believe it was made. This revolution was made by the West. I can see that most of it people were there as urge of truth. But a lot of people came there prepared. But since it was the fifth day, if I'm not mistaken, of protest, I believe people knew what to do. Some of them. So that was interesting, and of course it gives hope that maybe some changes can happen. But right now, in this current situation, everything is under control of police, of Erdogan. And I believe their strategy is simply to wait until this protest urge will go down, and it will if it continues like this. Now people are looking at it with disbelief, or maybe with hope, of course. But if it continues 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, at some point people will just say, another protest, so nothing changes. It happens everywhere around the world, so I believe this is the strategy. And especially as I say, police was holding everything under control, which means anytime they want, they will stop this protest.